Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart, as always, presented by Heidemann and Associates.
Yeah, that's right. Just a reminder, if you have any legal needs, business, personal, want to set up a living will and trust, whatever is going on in your life, you want to take care of some legal items, no one better than Justin Heidemann and Associates to take care of you. And if you tell them that Rewind sent you, you'll get a free consultation. All you have to do is call 801-754-4240.
You know, it's funny, I was talking with someone recently, and they said, how long have you known Justin? I was like, since I was a little guy. We were both, he was younger, I was little, but no one I trust more than Justin Heidemann. And someone who wants to take care of people in the community, get a hold of Justin Heidemann. He's there to help you out. He'll absolutely take care of you. We've got people close to us have gone him, including both of us.
Yeah.
Especially you.
Yep. Yeah, so. BFFs.
And he's a great guy to talk to as well. But also brought to you by Western Governors University. Make 2022 the year of you. Go to wgu.edu and fill out your opportunity to get a scholarship and get your degree on your time at your own pace at Western Governors University. Also, I'll always want to thank UCCU and also Select Running Company. Like Running Company. Stonehaven Dental jumped in this week too, so want to thank them as well, and of course the state of Utah's health department as well. So let's jump into this week. Get done with week 3. We're here at American Fork, side of our game of the week. Congratulations to the K-Men. Dave will have that here in just a minute. But our opening segment brought to you by Heidemann and Associates. Go to utah.law, find the law office nearest you, and set up that free consultation. Dane, this is a fun one because here we are 3 games in.
Yeah.
Feel like we're learning a little bit more about the teams in the state.
Yeah, I think, we had expectations, and some of that probably set up by our preseason top 30, right, which we always love to come out with. Of course, talking with coaches and players and whatnot, you get a feel. And, I think we've seen great representation out of state, and so you kind of start to see how some of the transfers and movements and new players and youngsters and experience and how all that's starting to jive. And look, there's still a lot of football ahead of us, but you're starting to kind of see things take shape in the respective regions.
Yeah, I think one of the fun ways we wanted to go through some of this movement, never want to do like a where we were right, where we were wrong. Yeah. We're very positive on this show, by the way. So what we want to do is maybe add classification. They are who we thought they were. Denny Green. And then a little bit, I got to see more. I got to see some more. And then the next one, I like saying coming in hot. Who's coming in hot? So we're going to start. We'll go through each classification. We'll even do the best of the rest as well.
Yeah.
But in 6A, Dane, who is who we thought we were? They are who we thought they were.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at it, Skyridge, there were lofty expectations for Skyridge. I think they have been exactly what we thought they would be.
Giving up just over 2 points per game in the first 3 games.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just 7 points in the first 3 games been in total what they've given up. It's been a remarkable job defensively and offensively. I think you see McKay Hillstead's progress. Obviously, he's got some new weapons. He looks bigger. He looks faster. I mean, McKay Hillstead, it's not a better time to be a fan of Utah State than seeing old McKay committed up there and what he's putting together here in 22.
On the Red Zone show, I keep calling him Baby Taysom. I mean, maybe just call him Baby Thor. I don't know if it offends him going to be an Aggie and get called, a Cougar. But it's just a compliment to the highest degree because he looks so much bigger and faster than, obviously you think in his senior year he should. But just the last year, he was unhealthy. He had some shoulder issues, and he had the knee issue. So just so great to see what he's doing. But that defense, Miss Snowden and crew, Akana and others are just absolutely tearing it up. As they get into region play, it'll be fun to get that more of that barometer where Skyridge is. But back-to-back weeks with shutouts, they are who we thought they were. Here's mine, Corner Canyon. I know everyone wants to. I know Dusty going Corner Canyon.
There's a shock.
There's so many people, and I just jumped to make you say Corner Canyon. But but they are, because we thought they're going to come back and play well. And I don't care about week 2 because it doesn't matter. Go on that rant one more time. But I thought what they did against Bingham, they got the lead. They're not happy about that second half, and we'll talk about that game a little bit more. But I thought Isaac Wilson's looked very good. Obviously, take care of someone I was on very early on. Say, hey, look out for this one. The defense, Owen Borg's played well. There are parts of that Corner Canyon team we knew and expect them to play well and be the top of 6A, and they're sitting right there. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of expectations around Corner Canyon football every year, right? And I think they've showed they are still a state contender this year.
Right.
You can say what you want about the Gorman game. I think, look, that's a tough matchup for them. It's going to be tough for pretty much anyone Gorman plays. But, I think in state they've played extremely well. I was interested in that being a matchup. Bingham we had as a top 10 team, and they have really burst on the scene. We'll talk about them here in a bit, but for me, Corner Canyon is still showing, look, our helmets are in the mix of this thing. I'll give you one more team, and it's the Farmington Phoenix.
Yes.
Team we had in the top 10. We expected Farmington and Syracuse to kind of be those Region 1 contenders. Farmington's been the bit, and look, they've had, some games that were maybe closer than others, some statement games. This Phoenix group, that defense has been legitimate. The running game has worked well, and Easton White went off on a tear through the air in week 3. This is a balanced group for Coach Coates. That stability of the program is there. The sky is the limit here for Farmington.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the game that was closer than we thought was PG. And that might not be a bad tight game.
Yeah,
we were talking about that one.
Yeah.
Who I need to see more from? And in 6A, for me, I start with West. You saw West last night, and I only say this, you open up the year against Clearfield, don't know you learned a whole lot. You had some guys that didn't play in that game either. And then you go to Mater Dei. Mater Dei beat Bishop Gorman, came back and beat them last night by 3. Don't know you learned a lot of that one. AF, I thought you learned a lot. Guys are out for a number of reasons. You got linemen that didn't play, a running back that didn't play. You got some guys. But for West, before I get that feel, because I think they're a team that can make a push, and we talked about we expect them to push and take a shot at getting the Rice Eccles. And before I feel extremely confident about it, I'm very confident about it. Before I hit that extremely confident part, I just I got to see some more games under them to get a good feel for who they are.
I think that's fair. But this is a team that they are a contender. Yep. And I was having this conversation just this week. I think you're starting to see some of the separation between some of the top teams. When I say top teams, top 4 in Region 4, right? Corner, Skyridge, Lone Peak, AF. That separation, I think, is starting to close a little bit from the likes of Farmington and West, right? West played American Fork 2 years ago. That was 43-19. Yeah. They played, and that was at West. They played last night on this field. It's a one-possession ball game, and West had a touchdown that got called back. So I mean, they were competitive in that contest. I know it was 2 possessions in the second half, multiple points, but West went toe to toe with them. They are closing that gap. Are they ready to overtake? I don't know. Yeah. We'll see as the season goes on, but I think that's one where they're still figuring out, trying to get healthy, get everything running here in 22. But that's a good one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, because I think you get in the quarterfinal game, whoever that might be, you're not just saying, well, okay, they're moving on. Because if they're playing West is going to have that chance, right? Yeah. And it might be, depending where they could be, we might even favor them in that match.
Yeah, right. I mean, you look at like a year last year, right? Weber makes the semis. They didn't have to face a Region 4 team until the semis, right? And so the way the tournament set up, the seedings, it paved a path for them to get to Rice Eccles. And no one's going to apologize for that, right? It's a heck of a run by Weber. Yeah. And you can have that same type of thing happen this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me give you another. Yeah, I think there's 2 more for me I want to see a little bit more of. Let me start with Lone Peak. Was their week 1 against Timpview, did not look like what we've seen from Lone Peak in previous years. But what they've done the last 2 weeks, going to Alamani, hosting Liberty, who is the last Nevada team to beat Bishop Gorman, by far and away the second best program in that state. They beat them. Look, they continue to play out of state. They'll play out of state this week. I want to see more of Lone Peak. Just because I'm interested to see what happens when they come back in state, right? And we'll talk about this a little bit more, how the state has fared versus out of state. This is a Lone Peak. They are growing. We knew they would get better week by week. I want to continue to see that progress for Lone Peak. I think this is going to be a team. We had them top 3 in our preseason. I think they're going to be in the mix late, but I'm excited to see how that group continues to get more experience and how that plays out on the field.
Black Lids are 2-0. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, the Red Ones were 0-1.
Yeah, Red Ones might got retired. I joked. I said they might be where the White Ones are. Yeah. And so the Black Lids are looking
it's a good
pretty
Can I give you
good.
one more?
Of course.
Layton.
Yes.
3-0 for the Lancers. Look, hats off, man. I mean, heck of a start. I didn't see it coming. We mentioned we had someone reach out and said, watch out for Layton in Region 1 this year. They were right. I want to see more of Layton. I want to see them play a Syracuse, a Weber, a Farmington. I want to see them compete in those games with this Layton team. Give us another week or 2. We'll know if Layton's for real.
Yeah, and then I think got 2 more Region 3 teams. West Jordan. They're going to play Corner Canyon this week. They start out 3-0. I had someone hit us up on Instagram. What about some love for the Jags? Hey, they win. Sure, absolutely. Yeah. They took care of it. We'll talk a little bit later about that game specifically. You want to see more about them? Is this a team? 2 sophomores. Wow. It's a sophomore battery. Quarterback, wide receiver playing really, really well. And then Mountain Ridge. Kato Olave, if you followed us for the last 2 years, you know we love Kato Olave. Yeah. The interesting game against Granger, they go and show out against Wasatch. They had a close game in week 1. Just want to know more about them because I said earlier I thought they would compete for that Region 3 championship. Bingham has come along a lot faster. We'll get them in just a moment.
Riverton.
At Riverton, Absolutely.
Yeah.
So just get a good feel for who they are. So those more that I want to see more out of those two.
You mentioned Uluave. How about Kini? I mean, that duo each rushed for over 200 yards against West.
Yeah.
Or against Wasatch. That's a heck of a performance.
And then coming in hot. Well, we're sitting at one of the places.
Yeah, we are.
You graduate Maddox Madsen, a 3-year starter, and you saw Isaiah Jackson and Champion Edwards. That 2-quarterback system is working currently for this AF offense.
Lincoln Jackson.
But
sorry.
yeah, yes.
You're right. Champion Edwards, look, it was interesting coming into this game. It's like, all right, I think Lincoln's going to throw it a little more. I think Champion's going to run a little more spread, show his athleticism. And the opposite was true. Look, Lincoln Jackson, not afraid to run, show his athleticism, and Champion made some incredible throws in this contest. I made the comment in the game last night, you know what they say when you have 2 quarterbacks? You have 2 quarterbacks. We're seeing it at Timview. We're seeing it at AF. There are multiple quarterbacks that are able to run these offenses, and Coach Beam at American Fork has a great duo. The thing that most impressed me about AF wasn't the air attack. We've seen that for years here, Maddox Madsen and others going back over time. It was the running game. They were committed to running the football. That offensive line, look, man, they paved the path. They did a great job of really getting after an aggressive defensive line, one of the top defensive lines in the state in the West Panthers. Got great second-level blocks, helped to get that running game going. They ran for over 150 against Weber 2 weeks ago. They had another nice night last night. And the defense made critical stops for American Fork when they needed to as well. Look, this is a different American Fork program. Coach Beam said it before the game. They're living up to that. This AF team look like they could be special, Dusty.
Absolutely. And one more just down the road, and I think you may have another one too. Pleasant Grove.
Yeah.
Coach Walkenhurst in his second year, he and Staffieri and crew took their lumps last year. Week 1, they lose a 19-14 game to Farmington team. We have in the top 10 in our rankings. But what they do, they go up to Green Canyon, go run, boat race them, and they go to Orem.
Shellac Orem.
Just, a bad loss.
47-0.
Yeah. Whew. I mean, so PG coming in hot.
I was talking to someone, they're like, look, PG next year is going to be the team. They're ahead of schedule according to some people's perspectives. You're right. I mean, this PG team and what they're playing like right now, man, this is a team ready to throw their hat in the mix. I'll give you one more. How about Bingham?
Yep.
First-year head coach, change of offense. They returned the quarterback, but they have some new additions. For me, I'm like, man, what are we going to expect to see from Bingham this year? Riverton's won back-to-back Region 3 championships. Is Bingham able to get back up and compete there? The way they've come in, I know they lost a corner. Make that a 10-point game in the second half. I love the second half effort despite falling down big early. This Bingham squad, they've got a lot of options. I love what we've seen from them in the first couple weeks. Region 3 atop between Mountain Ridge, Bingham, Riverton, and now West Jordan.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun region.
Well, that team's really taken to Coach Jones and Coach Freddie Fernandez.
Yeah.
I mean, bringing good staff, put them with good kids that know how to work, and you see quick results.
Yeah.
It's been very, very fun to watch that one. Hit us up. Let us know some of the others in 6A. Let's go 5A. 5A. They are who we thought they were. Lehigh, the reigning champions, are looking mighty fine.
Yeah, look, we talked about all the talent they returned. We knew they were going to be special on both sides of the ball. Test coming in a couple weeks. They'll play Corner Canyon. I think that's going to be the real litmus for us to see how good is Lehigh. But by all accounts, early on, they've been that team. They've
been outstanding. Brousseau's been great. They play on a Saturday to date. So then we look at also, here's one for me, Stansbury.
See,
they could be either that coming in hot, or they are who we thought they were.
No, they are not what I thought they would be. No, they're coming in hot. I did not expect this Stansbury team to be this good. They dropped almost 70 points through 3 quarters last night on Friday night. I mean, this is next level. It's the best team in Stansbury history, and they've played for state championships. They are coming in hot.
Yeah. Well, I thought you bring back a lot of players from last year. You bring in bring back Dylan Hamilton, but you bring in Helu.
Yep.
The man you'll see from outer space, Easton Baker. They are who I thought they were. Yeah, they're right there.
I did not think they'd score 70 a week. They did it in week 1. They almost hit it in week 3.
They go fast enough.
Telling you, man.
They go fast, go hard.
They're coming in hot.
Yeah, they've been great.
Springville won for me. I mean, that's a team that I think they are who we thought they were, right? Returning Ryder Burton, Dede. Look, they had to replace their running game, but new head coach.
Valetti's been great.
Valetti's been fantastic. Thought this would be the best team out of Region 9. It's looked that way. And look, they've had some gritty wins, like you'd expect anything else from Springville, right? They are who I thought they'd be. Springville's been really strong.
Yeah, got to learn more. And here's what you learn about 5A. I got to learn more about 5A because this is going to be such a fun state tournament.
Blast, yeah.
Because it's so clumped up. Because my list on this is very, very long. Well, let's go one maybe a little different. How about Brighton? Got to see more out of Brighton. The week 1 loss against Desert Hills. Desert Hills is a good team. I think it's fine, but where we think they could get with Jack Johnson and others on that team, Casey Terra in his first year, they get a goal line stand win last night against Woods Cross. They're 2-1 on the year, and because that Region 6 is just like 5A. There's all those teams, and I feel like they're bunched up. We're going to learn a little more about them.
Yeah.
Just got to see more out of Brighton.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think you can see the pieces are there. I think there's still just time to settle. I think Region 6, when you look at it, Olympus is better than I thought they'd be.
Yeah.
Park City's right about where I thought they'd be. East, to me, look, I'm not going to say East is coming in hot. I think East is simmering. You know what they're doing? They're keeping it right where we want it to be, so that when we get healthy, boom, we're running. And so for me, East is kind of, laying in the weeds, right? And I think that Region 6 is going to be super fun when we get into region play. There's going to be a lot of competitive battles, but you're right. I think all those teams probably have a stake.
So what you're saying is the East is they're trying to become a stew. All the ingredients got to work together and cook over time, because otherwise it's just soup.
There's a lot of bone left on that meat.
A lot of meat left on the bone.
Yeah.
That's one.
That's what it is.
That's a ticket. Here's another one, and it's a team we talk about every week, but Viewmont. Got to learn more about Viewmont, because the schedule has lended itself for them to jump out 3-0.
Yep.
They've done so in impressive fashion. By all means,
sure.
Here's my stance. Respect the team you're playing in this week enough to knock the dog crap out of them and let them and leave. Right? Do it respectfully, but respect them enough to go beat the daylights out of them. And they've done that. They've absolutely done it for the first 3 weeks.
They have. They've looked sharp. I think you could say week 4 is going to be their toughest test to date, right? That schedule's been building week by week. And Region 5 is wide open. I mean, this is a team that can go win that region. There are plenty of other teams in this. We'll talk about that as the show goes on. But this Viewmont team is, first year for Coach Jones. The culture's different. It's played out really well.
I know we can keep going through the list. Yeah. I'll just hit them quick.
We don't want to talk about the whole show.
Orem, Spanish Fork, or 2 more. I just got to see more. I want to see more. Coming in hot, there's some people yelling at us. Don't worry. I want Freebird! No, T-Birds.
Yeah.
Timpview is coming in hot. We knew they would be good. I was going to put them in thought they'd be from my end.
Yeah.
But to me, coming in hot, because I would put them at the top of, them and Lehigh. 1A, 1B.
Yeah. I mean, it's neck and neck, and, we'll have a chance to see that. Before the season, I was nervous about 2-quarterback system. After seeing it, I'm not nervous about it at all. Their offensive line, that running game, it's going to be, one of the best offensive lines in the state this year. Their defense locks you down. This Timpview team is a lot better than I thought they'd be, given the pieces that were graduating last year. I agree with you. Coming in hot, I don't mean that to jab Timpview at all, but this team looks special. Yeah,
it looks very, very good. That's why I have them there instead of thought they'd be, because they've exceeded where I thought they'd be through the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Been great. So, all right, 4A, real quick. I got Desert Hills and Crimson Cliffs, and who I thought they were.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because, I look at Desert Hills, want to know what was going to come back. I thought they'd be at the top of the region with what was coming back.
They lost to a 5A team. They beat a 5A team.
Beat 2 5A teams and lost to one.
Yeah, beat two. Yeah. No, I think that's fair. And Crimson Cliffs, look, I mean, we just talked about how good Timpview is, dropping 40-plus on them. This defense from Crimson Cliffs has shut down a lot of offenses. So that kind of speaks to our last 2 points.
Especially where we think where Timpview is. It's one of those things. I'm not going to knock Crimson Cliffs.
Yeah.
They're going to take care of guys in their own classification. All right, got to learn more. Dixie and Ridgeline.
Yeah, the Ridgeline one is interesting. That's a team that I think they're still finding their wheels a little bit, Jackson Olsen and company. But look, I think given some of the other things that have happened in Region 11 to start the year, they might be the region favorite. I'll tell you the team that for me is coming in hot. It's the Logan Grizzlies.
Yes.
Program that's been down the last couple of years. They're 2-1 to start the year. And look, they're tied with Ridgeline, another team up there at Mountain Crest as well. All tied for first through the first 3 weeks. But that Logan team, it's been a while since we've seen winning football at Logan High School. Love the job they're doing up there at Logan. Get the Grizz back on the winning side. It just feels right.
It does feel right. That's a good one, too. All right, in the best of the rest of 3A, 2A, 1A, who they are who I thought they were, Grantsville, San Juan, Morgan, and you'll love this one, Layton Christian.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of those. San Juan, for me, is maybe a coming in hot. I don't know if I expected the offense to be as prolific as last year. For me, I think the offense has exceeded expectation. I knew they'd be good. I didn't know that they'd ring up this many points. That might be on the verge of coming in hot for me. But to your point, a lot of people tab them as defending state champs, as being the favorite for a state championship. So, yeah, I think that's fair.
And I'd add this one, because this list isn't actually very long through those first ones up. I got to see more, because I think we've got a pretty good handle on some of these guys. Oh, I'm also coming in, I'll get in coming in hot. Canyon View. I got to learn more about Canyon View.
Yeah,
had a tough loss against Cedar. They they were 2-1. They were 2-0 going in last night. They lose by a score. Just got to learn a little bit more where they're going to be in 3A.
Yeah, I think that's fair as well. I'll tell you a team that I feel bad for. It doesn't really fit any of our qualifications. There cannot be a team with 0-3 with a more closer point differential than Miller.
Oh,
right?
man. Miller, poor Miller, man.
I mean, they're in every game.
Yeah.
And, man, and I'll tell you the team for me coming in hot is Kanab. Now, they totally blew it in week 3. I don't know what they were thinking about getting a lead in the first quarter and just run away with it. Takes all the element of surprise and fun out of it. Guys, please just wait till the 4th. Bone will save you late. Just, come on, just...
I love Griffin Bone. Did the interview this week.
That was awesome.
The governor quote tweets it first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Nothing like waking up your senior year, get a little interview, some love, and then the governor quote tweets it and says, first ballot all name team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely bullshit them. All right, this is a long list for me too. Juab, I got Juab, South Summit, and then I have the 1A South coming in hot.
Yeah,
Kanab, Milford, and Enterprise.
Right, they're all undefeated. They're all 3-0 to start the year. Milford is coming in hot because Suisui, want to thank our friends who reached out, helped with that pronunciation, has been lights out. We knew obviously the return of Hardy, they'd be good. Another Barnes there as well to help in that offense. But Suisui, what he's done with that Milford offense has been fantastic. They're coming in hot for me. It's been a great start.
And Enterprise, 2 crazy wins late. Kyron Bracken has been outstanding. Talk about him in just a few minutes. But let us know. Anybody else you got on here?
Nope.
But let us know what you think. So we talked about where we thought they were, some teams we want to learn a little bit more about. It's not a knock, just we want to see it before we put a feeling on who we think they are. And then those teams coming in hot, hit us up at KSL Sports Rewind on both Instagram and Twitter. Love to hear from you. All right, let's get into our game of the week thing here at American Fork.
Hey, doozy of a battle. We thought it would be West trying to show they can compete with the top in the state, and AF trying to prove, hey, this is for real. New quarterback doesn't matter. First half, and Dusty, this game got off to kind of a weird start. Offenses couldn't really kind of find their rhythm early on. It was a tribute to the defenses of both these two sides. We'll talk about that as the game goes on. But a field goal to start things off for American Fork. They took a 3-0 lead. West had an opportunity to actually take the lead in this one in the second quarter. They have a beautiful throw down the field, but an ineligible receiver downfield will bring this back. Those points come off the board. AF, that offense was able to drive a couple times. How about 2 red zone turnovers for the Cavemen? The fumble that was forced inside the 1, the interception that was in the end zone. Man, a couple turnovers forced by the West defense, keep it 3-0 at the break. We go to the second half. West coming out in the second half, they won that turnover in the first half, did not win it in the second half, Dusty. First possession, turnover. Second possession of the second half for the West Panthers, and trying to fit one over the middle, picked off by this American Fork defense. And look, AF, quarterbacks played well, Dusty, but it would actually be the wide receiver, Jace Hull. How about the halfback pass? Able to get this down to Trey Roberts. Into the end zone to make it 10-0 for the Cavemen. Next possession for West. Oh, a costly fumble. The scoop and score as Tyson Eggett picks it up 32 yards. He's in the end zone. It is all American Fork, 17-0. But look, this West team, they've gone up against the number 1 team in the country. Love the resolve because at this point, Isaiah Suisui, if you don't know this young man, you'll get to know him. AF got to know him last night. Comes out on the field, boy, pinpoint passing, athletic running, finding running lanes, creating space. It was a drive that took less than 2 minutes, almost 80 yards for Suisui, able to cap it off from 10 yards out. West is on the board. They would need their defense to stand up. The defense forced a 38-yard field goal here from Noah Anderson to make it 20-6 with 4:09 to go. Plenty of time for West as Suisui comes out again, manages another long drive in just under 2 minutes, able to score from 3 yards out with just over 2:05 to go. It's a one-possession ball game. It all comes down to this. Oh, lose it out of bounds. AF will have the ball. Penalties back AF up. They've got 3rd and long for the ball game. And it's Andrus over the middle, stretching out for the first down, and that would do it as American Fork, Dusty. No passing touchdowns from a quarterback for the Cavemen. They find a different way to win the ground game. How about the bag of tricks for Coach Beam? 20-13, AF gets the win.
Yeah, congratulations to American Fork and West. I think we're going to learn a lot about them.
Yeah.
By the way, I always come up with the nickname stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Suisui make you look silly.
That's not bad.
You like that one?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Make you look
That's not
silly.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel good about that one. Look at that one.
Just a junior. He's got another year.
I tell you, AF, this is a team that's going to get better.
Yes.
You run those two quarterbacks, they're getting more and more reps. The more and more they go, one of the two you think is going to win out, but if it doesn't, they're just going to get better. They really are.
Yeah, I mean, they're splitting 2 series at a time. Same thing we're seeing at Timview, and it's working for both offenses right now.
Yeah, and plus I love seeing Trey Roberts get things going, and then Hunter Clegg, the real life Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
He was a beast. And look, that defensive line for American Fork, you want to talk about what's different. The Hogs up front for the Cavemen, and the defense for American Fork came to play last night.
Well, absolutely. All right, let's get to the best of 6A. You win that one, I'll start here.
Okay.
Going right where everyone knows I'm going.
I wonder.
The first love versus the current love. Bingham at Corner Canyon. And look, Corner Canyon has never lost to Bingham, and they still haven't lost to Bingham. It's crazy. Crazy. Eric Harris gone there, as I mentioned somewhere else. He couldn't beat Bingham when he was at Jordan. And he can't lose to him when he's at Corner Canyon. Isaac Wilson and crew, they were up 10-7. They got stopped on a 4th and goal. They force a turnover. Bingham takes over. They force a Bingham turnover, and then it was a 21-point spurt.
Wow.
Go into the locker room up 31-7 at the half. Later in the second half, Bingham came back, but it didn't matter. It was a 38-28 win. Drew Patterson, 2 rushing touchdowns for the Chargers. Try to get that running game going. Drew had a good night, and Isaac Wilson threw 3 touchdowns, including over another 100-yard game for Take Care. Had another 100-yard game and a touchdown.
Good night for Corner.
Yeah. Very good night for Corner.
My best of 6A, we alluded to this earlier. They are not who we thought they were. They are better. Pleasant Grove with the statement in Utah County. 47-0 over Orem. 4 rushing touchdowns for the Vikings in that one. Cottle had an 81-yarder. Wright had a pair of them, as it was all Vikings. The Vikings are back, Dusty.
That's going to Valhalla.
Yeah.
Love it. Here's this one, my best of 5A. How about something that happens twice? Burton to Dede, part 2. And the first one was all about the throw from Ryder Burton. This one's all about the catch from Walker Dede. He in the corner,
well defended.
Very well defended, gets popped up in the air for the deflection. And Dede, what do we say about Dede's? You want them on your team when the time is coming down. He's got 2 of them now.
Yeah.
Walker outshining his sister. He's still got to get a ring like she did, like Lauren. But he pulls this one in for the game winner. First of all, tip of the cap to Bountiful, playing without Corbin Cottle.
Yeah,
they're up 17-12. Final score 18-17 as Springville, under Coach Vleddy, still unbeaten, go to 3-0.
Impressive start. Great come from behind victory. Love the effort there from Bountiful. Keep grinding, guys. Hey, my best of 5A, Dusty. This is a team that coming in hot. The Bonneville Lakers having to take on the Weber Warriors. And this has been a one-sided series as of late, but Bonneville was taking care of business. Jackson Johnson with 3 passing touchdowns. Tafiga Havili with 2 rushing touchdowns as Bonneville gets the 38-20 victory over Weber. The first win over Warrior Nation for the Lakers since 2014. And you ready for this?
Love fun facts.
Bonneville, even though I didn't ask you about a fun fact, Bonneville 3-0. You want to know the last time Bonneville started a year 3-0, Dusty?
Yeah. 97?
Is that your final answer?
Apparently not.
1992.
Oh, wow.
The last time the Lakers were 3-0 to start the year. You know how that season ended for them? That's a yes or no.
Yes.
How did it end?
Oh, do I know? I thought you said I want to know. No, I don't know how it ended.
They lost in the state championship game. You want to know who they lost to?
Skyline.
Don't you love when I do this?
Yeah.
Draft day. Clearfield. Lost to Clearfield in the 1992 state championship. Last time Bonneville started 3-0.
Oh, the Dysons.
1992. Nay, 2022. Congratulations, Bonneville. Big win over their upstate rival, the Weber Warriors.
That had been the 4A championship because we would have been in Skyline the 5.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
but Kevin and Andre Dyson, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Hey, congratulations to Bonneville. That's
Big
great.
Win.
Those
Big
are,
win.
You come watch this show for notes like that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, absolutely. My takes on Corner Canyon, and Dane's giving you the notes all over the place. Best of 4A. The Battle of Cedar goes to the Fathers. What is with this? The Fathers are winning all these battles in city as they knock off Canyon View 28-21. How about this? They jumped out 28-0. Coden Lunt threw 3 touchdowns in the first half, jumped out to that 28-0 lead, but then Dawson Wood let the Falcon come back. They got it within a score early in the fourth quarter and never got back to pay dirt as the Reds hold on to win 28-21 over the Falcons.
You want to know my best of 4A? My producer loves it when I do this. We're filming this on a Saturday, okay? Today, college football kicked off in Dublin. Well, Northwestern and Nebraska aren't the only ones doing an Irish jig. Because up north, Ridgeline takes care of Snow Canyon 24-0. Danes Cache Valley beats Dusty Sun once again. It was Nate Dolly, 17 of 29, 271 yards, passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown, as well. Will Ripstein, 24 carries, 111 yards, rushing touchdown. All Ridgeline. Riverhawks aren't going anywhere. They get the win over the Warriors.
His legs move as if they're independent from his body.
Yeah, something like it. It was weird, man. That's not an Irish jig. It's my best attempt. There you go.
Name the TV show. Hit us up at KSL Sports Rewind. That was good. Of all the things you've done over the years, I mean,
like that's
up there with Weight and Lancers, all kinds of stuff. That's right. That's right there. Best of the rest. We mentioned this one earlier. Enterprise at Millard, and look, this game was back and forth. We had the finish of this one on Red Zone. Millard's Brooks Christensen and Enterprise's Kyron Bracken were absolutely awesome. Yeah. Brooks had touchdown runs of 38 yards and 82 yards. It was a 14-7 lead, and then here comes Kyron Bracken with 2 touchdowns, putting the Wolves up 21-14. Then late, a touchdown for Millard. They tie the game up at 21 all. And then the 4th rushing touchdown for Kyron Bracken. His dad's cousin never got to play football because Enterprise didn't have football when he went to high school. Well, they do now, and Bracken gets in the end zone for the 4th time in the game, and it's a 27-21 win for the Wolves. Ow, ow, ow! Another close one.
In overtime.
That's right, it was an OT.
And I'm guessing they were howling in overtime as he ran that one in.
Yes.
Yeah. Millard, hang in there, guys. There's not a team that's had closer games in the first 3 weeks than Millard. The difference between 0-3 and 3-0 is literally overtime for Millard. Unreal. My best of the rest. You ready for a fun fact?
I love fun facts.
See, when I ask you the question, All right. You want to know the record?
Sometimes. I was rolling with the thing.
Week 2, Utah goes out of state, and they deal with some of the top teams in the country. Out of state again here in week 3. You want to know the record? We're filming this Saturday. Not all the games have been completed. Through Friday night, you want to know the record of Utah teams against out-of-state competition in week 3?
Isn't it 27-7 or something like that?
No, they didn't play 34 games out of state. 11-2. Utah teams 11-2 in week 3.
Okay, sorry.
11-2 against out-of-state competition. Great games across the board. South Summit getting the win over Marsh Valley, Skyline over Post Falls out of Idaho, Layton over Lewiston, San Juan out of beating Colorado, Ben Lomond beating Evanston. A lot of great wins. Congratulations to Utah representing across the region. You want to know the only state that has more than one? Well, the 2 losses came to the same state. You want to know which state beat us twice?
Idaho.
You know it, Gem State. Way to represent, boys.
Home State
got to rep. But hey, 11-2 through Friday games. Great representation for Utah against out of state. We got more games coming on the Saturday, and we'll talk about those on our show next week.
Yeah, through Friday, Utah versus the country. You know what the total is?
I'm guessing 27-7.
19-7.
Oh, okay.
I remember what the left was. Rural Sports. Thank you for putting all the work in to contribute to the show. But now you got your shout out.
There you go.
Does a great job. Follow him on Twitter as well if you want to know more with 1A, 2A, 3A. But a lot of fun.
Yes.
Best of the rest have been great.
Yeah.
All right, final thoughts brought to you by Western Governors University.
I got a couple final thoughts, all right? Let me start with this one. I think Riverton served some notice this week. Taking on Cypress, they've got probably the best tackle in the state, I believe, in Garcia. They've also got another really good tackle, according to Moose Bingham. And Riverton takes care of it. 56-6, the Silver Wolves. We continue to talk about them. Didn't really know what to expect from them. It's going to be a team to keep an eye on in Region 3. Big night for them. Tegan Morgan, 5 passing touchdowns. Rutledge and Hicks both with a rushing touchdown. DuPay had a block kick leading to a touchdown. Riverton doing it across the board. Silver Wolves, keep an eye on them.
No, that's a great one. Mine's kind of the overall thing. Support your local high schools. We get so much fun football. By the way, close game we didn't mention, Juan Diego beating Taylorsville. Dub Town goes down for the first time this season. Juan Diego with a 75-yard touchdown run. Don't have a number. Here's the part. We need to have numbers. It kind of breaks my heart. There's about 3 guys it could be for Juan Diego. Got the game-winning score, 75 yards out, giving a 25-24 win. But why I say that is to get out and support these local high schools. It's an absolute blast on Friday nights. If you can't get out to the games, jump on our streams. Look, the KSL Sports Rewind Network is a real thing. We got 5 schools. We're doing every one of the games. The reason we do that, 1, helps the schools. 2, it allows us to see a bunch of schools throughout the state. And then we do Red Zone. If you haven't watched Red Zone, it flew right last night. We were all over the place. An absolute blast. We can take you up and down. Great football in the state of Utah. And get out and support those schools. Kind of my final thought.
Love it. Love it. I got one more for you. Because Dane can't have one final thought. Look, there's been a bit of a quip from some. I know some have shared it with me. Look, there's been a power region in the state. I think most would say that's Region 4, right? And a lot have said, hey, you talk about teams that maybe wouldn't have qualified under an old playoff system in a Region 4, but they'd go win region titles. Syracuse have none of that. Congratulations, Syracuse, right? It's been a tough start for the Titans this year. We had big expectations for Hamblin and Metcalf and company. Look, Syracuse taking care of business in week 3. It was 37-13, 4 different players with touchdowns for the Titans. This was a team effort. Great to see Coach Michael Knight and the Knight Rider get back going for Syracuse there. Keep an eye on the Titans in Region 1. I know kind of a tough start for Syracuse. They're going to be just fine, and I think this is maybe that week to get them back in their confidence. Watch out for Syracuse.
My final thoughts. Not how you start, it's the way you finish. Go get it. Good things. But week 4 coming up. Gonna have everything going on. Look up our rankings videos, top 5 plays coming out as well. Jeff Hansen and I do Red Zone. Dane's got his game of the week with Moose Bingham. And we got our other cast of, well, I used to say cast of 10s. Well, we're down to a couple of other figures. A cast of 20s are out doing their thing. Everything right here on KSL Sports Rewind. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us. Oh, one more final thought. You want one more?
Yeah.
Tage Litster, first career interception.
Hey!
Little
Good
nephew.
for him.
Yeah, the young man. Just because he wears glasses in the game doesn't mean you think you can throw on him.
It just makes you can see it better.
A couple of TFLs, took care of business. Uncle Dusty, really my nephew. Tage just honorary. But yeah, proud uncle moment. So happy for Tage. Congratulations to the T-Wolves. Moved to 3-0. But now, for Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching KSL Sports Rewind on KSLSports.com.